Hello everyone, the Flying Scotsman here. Welcome to this episode of the Flying Scotsman Christmas. Now, before we begin this video, I want to set things up for you with a wee Christmas story, believe it or not. It's none of the ones that you would be thinking of, but here goes. Back in the 1980s, there was a software development house called Thoughtware. Now, they used to create high-end business software with titles such as, and I can't really remember this, but Managing Goals and Expectations is one of the ones that really stuck out to me. Although that sounds more like a self-help title than it does a high-end management title, really. But these titles would cost around hundreds of dollars, and like I said, I mean it was mainly kind of business to business type deals that would go on. Now, one year, as a wee thank you to their clients and employees, Thoughtware decided to make a wee disc, a wee e-greeting card, so if you will, with kind of Christmas tunes and animations, and this was called Season's Greetings. Now, even though at the time the management of Thoughtware thought this to be quite frivolous, I mean, given the software that they were actually creating, this proved very popular with the employees and clients. So, the next year, I believe it was 1985, they actually reworked it a wee bit and sold it as the Jingle Disk. And that included a wee animation and a facility to make your own holiday greeting cards. A wee bit like Print Shop, but for much, much cheaper. And then the next year they kind of reworked it again and gave you more options for the greeting cards. So, this is what we're going to be taking a look at, the Jingle Disk. Now, this is something that I've known about for a few years, but it's also something that I've actually been after for a few years. And, this year, actually I think it was the back end of last year, but I managed to finally get a copy of Jingle Disk to show you on TFS Christmas. So, let's start it up. For this, I'm using PCM, which is emulating an XT clone with an 8088 processor and 640 kilobytes of RAM, and two 5¼ inch 360k floppy drives. I'm running Microsoft MS-DOS version 2, and what we're going to do now is actually run the Jingle Disk software. Now, they did make versions of this for the Apple II and the Commodore 64. Now, I've seen the Commodore 64 version, and I would like to say right off the bat that it is actually quite a bit better than this version. Well, certainly the music is. It makes use of the SID chip, and I really quite like it. So when you start the Jingle Disk, at least the 1986 version of Jingle Disk, when Thoughtware had changed their name to, I believe, High Tech Expressions, you get this menu. You can either have the Jingle Tunes, which actually has the wee animated story from the original disc, or Holiday Greetings. So, what we're going to do is type 1 and what we can do here is type a holiday message, pressing enter after each line. So what kind of message shall we type? Anyone who knows me will probably get a laugh out of that. In a suburban neighbourhood, in one of the only red brick houses in this neighbourhood, which has Christmas lights of red, cyan and black for whatever reason, with a nice cyan and red wreath on the door, and a snowman. In a suburban living room with quite an impressive looking cyan coloured Christmas tree. Listen, it was the 2000s before that sort of stuff started happening. We see a cat sat in front of a red and white fire. But what's going on underneath the Christmas tree? We see a mouse and a toy soldier from the Nutcracker suite. And away they go marching. Towards the cat. Oh dear, what a horrible thing to do. You woke the cat with your cane, you daft soldier. Of course the mouse gets a wee bit scared and starts running off and jumping into the tree to try and hide, but to no avail. Luckily, along comes an adorable little train with a tiny wee engineer who picks up his friend and carries on his way. The cat looks a wee bit unimpressed, but not to worry because Santa's here with blue fish and white cheese. Yeah, white cheese? And now our tale has came to an end, so we must leave this idyllic suburban house in a suburban neighbourhood. And panning and going to the wide shot, we see Santa flying away to finish his rounds. And we finish on a lovely wee festive message. Indy for Scotland, T for J. So now let's have a look at the next part of the Jingle Disk, which is I can create another copy of the Jingle Disk. So type a holiday message on the following lines, press enter after each line. This message will appear on the created disk. Next, exit the program, then format a disk. Insert your Jingle Disk in drive A, and from the A prompt, type Create A for 1 drive systems, or Create B for 2 drive systems. Follow the screen instructions and press any key to continue. So that is what would happen if I was actually going to go away and create that disk. Anyway, what I can do is Holiday Greeting 2, and we'll go back and have a look at how to create a greeting card. Now I don't have any printers, so this won't fully work, but we'll go through the motions anyway. We can either use a full page printout or a quarter page printout, very similar to Publisher 2. So let's have the wee clown season's greetings. Type the message below. But there you have it. So this is the Jingle Disk. What do I think of it? I do quite like it. I would like to see the 1985 version and have a go with it and what have you. But I think this is a very, very neat idea. I can't remember whether these were bootable or not. This one isn't. But I can imagine that it would be nice to have a bootable version of the disc, which you probably could do if you put it on a 720k disc. But I think this is still a fantastic bit of software. Like I said, the Commodore 64 one is probably better, and at some point I probably should show that version off. But that is the Jingle Disk, and certainly I was not disappointed. I mean, it doesn't really do much, but really, for 1980s standards, for something that was cheap, I quite like it. Anyway, that will conclude this video. So, thank you all for watching.